Over the last 2 years, Fire Emblem Heroes has released a massive variety of weapons for your favourite character to use, with a whole catalogue of skills to customise them with. Now, with the total of weapons reaching over 300, it's easy to lose track of them. That's why I'm here. I'm Stolen Ramen, and I'm here to show you weapons that FEH forgot. Among the 3.4.0 update for Fire Emblem Heroes, 12 units demoted from the 5 and 4 star pool, one of which I've had an interest in for some time.
Nice.
No, not Legault. Morgan.
Oh.
My interest for him doesn't come from his character, but his weapon he gets at 5 star. Grima's Truth. The effect of it is as follows. Grants defense +3. After combat, if unit attacked, inflicts attack speed -5 on target and foes within 2 spaces of target through their next actions, and grants attack speed +5 to unit and allies within 2 spaces for 1 turn. It's an incredible weapon that gives him what is essentially a honed skill in attack speed smoke in 1, but with the requirement being that he has to attack first. If I was to simplify the description of it, it essentially steals the foe's offensive stats for yourself and spreads it among allies. This weapon is easily compared to Peshkat's Hlitzscath, Light Breath and Rogue Dagger, as it falls into the after combat self-buffing weapon category, requiring combat to get the effects. This video could essentially cover almost all the weapons that fall into this category, but I feel Grima's Truth is a standout weapon that sadly just falls behind the others, with being stuck to being red, which is a highly contested colour to fill. With the likes of all the speedy swordsmen and women, the competition is fierce. But even when we look at the effects, Grima's Truth only boosts attack and speed, whilst many of the other examples boost every stat. And not only that, Hlitzscath shines the most out of all of them, for being able to attack with 0 counter attacks, and you're able to pick her up for free from the start. I feel it's forgotten for these reasons, but by far I feel Grima's Truth is one of the most satisfying to use. What makes it different from the others? The user and the weapon itself make it unique. Morgan's stat line is very much like your average sword users. High attack, mid-range speed, and middling defences, which not only that, defence is also boosted by 3 from the weapon, so it adds to his average defences. Compared to Soph with a similar weapon Peshkat's, who also got demoted to 3 and 4 star, his weapon boosts all stats. His stat line is arguably better than Morgan's as well. But if we take a step back, you'll find Morgan is better off, due to his weapon dealing magical damage, with magical damage being arguably better than physical, due to how most units have higher defense and resistance. But if that's the case, why did Morgan fall into obscurity? Well, for one, it could be due to investment costs. It could also be down to the fact he fits the same role as other Red Tome users such as Faja, who even now quite recently got a weapon refine that gives her what is essentially the same effect, but as in-combat debuffs, alongside her Blade Tome effect. Even if Morgan and Faja's stat lines are incredibly similar, sharing a stat line much alike to another Red Tome user, with now a weapon that can easily be considered superior. If the player already has Faja, they're not likely to build another Red Tome user that fills the same job, but worse, even despite the weapon's minor differences. So now, not only is it a case of competing with other self-buffing weapons, it's also a competition of Red Tomes. Despite this, I feel Morgan can still pull through above the others. Even without the Blade Tome effect, Morgan can easily maximise his own potential in the enemy phase, with the power of Close Counter and Fierce starts. If he's going to make use of Grima's Truth effect, Close Counter is a must, as debuffing attack allows him to take more of a defensive stance. After buffing himself, using Fierce stats in the seal slot allows him to add to the already powerful +5 to his attack, and bring it to a further +11, easily netting him around 60 attack. To finish off this build, will add Vantage for good measure, ensuring that he's able to make full use of his buffs before his foes get the better of him. Maximising his attack is paramount for this build to be effective, and having a reasonable bulk is key to being able to get down to Vantage range and letting the fun begin. But that's enough talking. It's time I gave you what you came for. Morgan, it's montage time.
Easy now.
Okay.
Choose
As you wish.
Of course.
Just as I planned.
S. Let us sing.
What's the plan?
On the way.
Okay. Okay.
On the way.
As you wish.
Yes.
Just as I planned.
Maximising attack like this can really pay dividends when all stacked together. Sure, Grima's Truth isn't no blade tome, but it sure as hell can pack a punch when you're least expecting it. being able to control the power of all the opponents around you and throwing it back in their faces is about as satisfying as it gets. At the end of the day, Grima's Truth is an incredibly underrated weapon that should be appreciated for what it is. And that is a Grima's fact. What do you think? Do you think Morgan is worth investing in? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to let me know of any other weapons you want me to cover in a future episode. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Until next time, Ramen out.